Hello, this is the Y Guy. We're here in East Jordan, Michigan. With
Austin LeCount.
Is this where you're from?
It is.
It is.
Yep.
Wait, why are you? Why'd you choose to stay here?
Well, I was born in Arizona, but I moved here with my family when I was real young, and this is where I went to school, K through 12, and I got to experience a bit of the world moving around. But I love this area, and it's home, and I'd love to spend my life here. So
Good deal.
yeah.
How do you earn a living?
Oh, I am a carpenter.
Carpenter.
Yep, my brother and I are builders together. My brother's company.
Okay. Why'd you choose that one? That route.
Well, I used to have a job that required me to travel a lot, and it was a good thing, and I like traveling, and I like that career. But I realized that I was never gonna have a anchored down home if I
Oh, yeah.
continued that career. So when I decided that I wanted to live in my hometown, it was a good opportunity to work in a good situation with family. So
Awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome. Got a quick question. Do you believe that your story, whether the struggles that you go through or the victories, could benefit other people's lives from whatever it is?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, just I've had a lot of ups and downs and good transitions between highs and lows of life
Nice.
that would be beneficial, to a lot of people.
Okay. What is a struggle that you'd be willing to talk about? Like something maybe even just happened recently, or a big thing that's happened in the past that you'd like to talk about?
Um, well, maybe I could do an icebreaker with an easy one.
Yeah.
The one that I'm in right now is
Okay.
uh, so I'm 28, and from the time I was about 19, 20, I was real into fitness. I was very fit, very lean, very athletic, and I could lift a lot of weight. And in the last maybe 5 or 6 years, I've gained some fat, gotten a little chubby,
No. Okay.
and
Can't even tell.
and I can still do all the things I want to do. I'm healthy. I can run and jump and do all that. But recently, within the last maybe 6 months or so, realized that if I don't uh, reintroduce discipline into my life in that way, that I was probably just gonna kind of slip into my middle adult years
Yeah.
as just getting out of shape. So I'm back into to discipline,
Okay.
and man, what a mental challenge it really is to get back disciplined with your diet and exercise once you've let it slip.
I bet. So how did you fell? How did you change to getting back to where you got back to consistency?
Well, I would say, I mean, in my life right now, just I mean, every aspect of my life is on fire just because
Okay.
I became saved as a Christian,
Wow.
and
Awesome.
it's helped me reevaluate every second of my life, and I'm just reinvigorated in so many different ways, and just kind of the ascent of this motivational experience I'm having. Just it was natural and easy just to decide that all these areas of my life with relationships and everything have improved so much that
Really?
I may as well just carry it right into my nutrition and everything.
Definitely.
And also my wife's a dietitian, so it helps that I've got a wealth of knowledge at
Oh
home.
yeah,
So
a ton. Nice. Well, that's
yeah.
good. You said you would. That was the icebreaker. Would you want to break in anything else, or just stay with that one?
Um, well, I'll say I'll maybe I'll spare some of the details, but um, in the last 3 4 years, I've gone through the process with my wife of her uh, losing her brother.
Okay.
Her brother passed some years ago, and it's been all the processes of a family going through loss
Mm-hmm.
of a loved one, a family member, and
Sorry to
that's
hear
been
that.
that's been something that has been a real defining thing, about my life the last several years. And obviously, just like any time you go through loss, it's when it starts, it puts you low and
Yeah.
puts you in a bad
I'll bet.
place. But if you do it right, um, when you come out of it and you um, you go through the processes of grief or what have you, whatever you'd use to describe that process. It's also a wonderful thing,
Yeah.
as time passes and time heals wounds.
You said if you do it right, what would you say is like the number one thing that you noticed that helped you from where you're at your lowest in that circumstance to kind of just keep going day by day to get to where you are now?
Uh, you know,
Because going through
I'm
something like that is, I mean, right? It's got to be tough.
yeah, I'm not sure that there really is a good specific answer for that. I think it truly is just that it just takes time. It
Mm-hmm.
you in the beginning phase of it, it's on your mind constantly, and you can't help but just think about it nonstop. But eventually, just life begins to progress in ways, and then you start laughing and smiling and,
Yeah.
and keeping each other's company and things like that, and just I think probably you have to be grateful for all the things that you
Okay.
have,
There it is.
and then once you can have a position in your life of gratitude about certain things, you focus on positive things. I
Yeah.
mean, for just an example would just be, whenever I could be just around her family, and have a moment where we laugh and enjoy each other's company, and you get to a point where you can look back on memories without thinking about just loss.
Yeah.
You can look back on
Wow, that was
memories
good.
that are good, and live in old memories, and
Mm-hmm.
think back fondly, and yeah, enough time has passed, where you can just you can accept reality and remember what was, and live in what
Yeah.
now is.
Yeah. Thanks for breaking into that. I'm sure that wasn't the easiest thing to talk about. Just curious within that regard. So it sounds like it. But do you believe that one of the greatest powers that we have within ourselves is the ability to communicate, and especially in a situation like that, the ability to talk to other people? Do you believe there's power in communication?
Absolutely, yeah, because well, it's unique for me because one of the things that I've always described about myself, like to my wife and my friends and people that know me closely, I would say that absolutely my attribute is communication.
Yeah.
I believe that my strongest, um, my strength that I have about me is just communication. I believe that I connect with people well and can communicate my thoughts well and all that. And I think that most people, um, almost everybody is very similar in the way that we think, in the way that we our conscience
Mm-hmm.
and our mind and the emotions that we feel. And if you can use the right words, you can relate to everybody,
Yeah.
because everybody does feel the same things, and everybody has the same emotions, and every struggle is pretty much relatable. So yeah, honest communication is probably, I mean, one of the biggest keys of life, is just being able to relate with people and communicate
Yeah.
the things that motivate us, and get us up in the morning and keep us awake at
Mm-hmm.
night. So
Yeah. Yep. It's easy to neglect, but obviously you worked through a lot of the things and be able to have that understanding of it. And thank you for sharing with that as well. Um, I guess lastly, do you believe at this time in the world that we live in, with which way you want to believe, through everything, that a message like unity comes across. Do you believe that has the power to turn some heads, that has the power to maybe, bring some salt to the earth, maybe some light in a world that is constantly embarked on with the exact opposite?
Yes. Yeah, I do. I think that that unity, as far as the aspect of communication amongst people, and folks relating to one another, and just kind of what we just touched on with communication.
Yeah.
I think that that is pretty much the answer to the issues that we have in our culture and in our country and around the world. It's just that
Yeah.
we're in a time where we're like this, and we're just moving further apart.
Very
and
easily seen. Yeah.
and one of the common things that I say to people all the time when they're down about the situation and they feel like the fabric of culture and society is kind of tearing and getting worse, I remind people that I meet wonderful people every day.
Awesome.
I meet normal
Yeah.
people every day. If you go on the internet or you watch the news, yeah, you'll see the examples of the worst in us. But if you
Yep.
are at the grocery store
much.
and you chat with a nice woman or a nice man, you'll probably have a great time. So,
Dude, I love that.
yeah.
Well, thank you, Austin. Appreciate it
Absolutely.
so much. That
Thank
was
you.
amazing. Thank you for opening up and just having a great conversation. I really appreciate it, brother.